Alright guys, so welcome to my new channel. This is Nat Patterns. Why patterns? On this channel I'm going to be dropping only patterns. I'm going to be doing only pattern drafting. How to cut a suit, both male and female, safari suit, trousers, gowns, corset gowns, different kind of things, skirts, whatever it is. Alright, so please subscribe. If I get to subscribe, guys, show me love. Alright, subscribe. Let this channel to grow. Let's go, guys. Thank you so much, guys. So without wasting time, let's cut our trouser pattern. Alright, thank you. Alright guys, so for this pattern, for this trouser pattern, these are the measurements we are going to be using. We are going to be using a waist measurement of 37, the trouser width, the tie, the lap 26.5, trouser length 39.5, the knee is 18 and the ankle is 15. Alright, so without wasting time, let's straight up start drafting our trouser. So I'm going to show us a very simple way of drafting pattern for a trouser. Which was a very simple way. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to identify the waistline here, where we're going to start taking our measurements. Okay, so from here, the vertical line, we're going to be using this yellow line here to apply our measurements. So let's get the length of the trouser. We say the length of the trouser is 39.5. So this is 39.5 here, plus 2 inches hemming allowance, that becomes 41.5. Alright, now for us to get the knee point of this trouser, we'll divide the length by 2. That gives us the knee length of this trouser. This is it right here. Okay, so we are going to mark, that is 19.75. We are going to mark these measurements in 2 places so we can join with a straight line. 39.5, 41.5. Okay, so let's join them together. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is to get the pocket is 7 inches from the waist. It's 7 inches here. Okay, so next we'll get our waist. I will say the waist measurement is 37. So if you divide 37 by 4, this is how you divide your tape when you are cutting. Bring it to 37. This is by 2, and then this is by 4. All right, divide 37 by 4. We are having 9.25. 9.25. Mind you, I came in here by ½ inch. Okay, it's a plain trouser, so I came in here by ½ inch. So we'll keep our 9.25 from here. This is 9.25. We'll add ½ inch seam allowance, that becomes 9.75. Okay, so measure from this red line here to here is 10.5. Not from this mark, from this red line here to here is 10.5. So we'll bring it down. Okay, simply 10.5 here. All right, so we'll just join this line down here. Okay, see this? So we'll come down here by ½ inch, because this is the front center of the waist, and it's supposed to go in by ½ inch to give it fitting in the front. The trouser, the front side is lower in front and is higher at the back. That is the center front and the center back. Alright, this is just for fitting. The next thing for us to get our crotch length. Okay, so when you are cutting, you divide your waist measurement by 4 to get your crotch length. And we divide our waist measurement here by 4, and we got 9.25. Alright, this is 9.25. Okay, so I'm going to add a ½ inch allowance to it, just to make it a little bit free. Okay, for the customer. So that'll be 9.75. Okay, so this is 9.75 here. So this line here becomes my tie line as well. This length of my crotch here also becomes my tie line. So this will be my tie line. Okay, now I will come up by 2 inches to locate the hip area, 2 inches up to locate the hip area. So this will be my hip area, my hip line rather, my hip line. Okay, so this is the waistline, this is the hip line, this is the thigh or the lap line. Okay, so then before we cover our crotch, all right, before we cover our crotch, let us get the lap. We say the lap is 26 and a half. Divide 26 and a half by 2, that will give you 13 and a quarter. All right, that will give you 13 and a quarter. So this is 13 and a quarter from here. 13 and a quarter. All right, so first to cover our crotch, we'll simply come to this hip line here and add 3/4 inch allowance. From this line here, we'll add 3/4 inch allowance to enable us to get our hip measurement. So we'll simply join this line to this one here. Can you see that? Simple as that. Then next is to curve this line to this place. You can use your free hand, you can use your French curve, okay? Let me use my free hand so that if you don't have French curve, you can still use your free hand to curve it. Can you see that? As simple as that. If you want to use your French curve, you could still use your French curve to curve this, whichever. So the next thing I want to do now is to now apply to shape our trouser. And for us to shape our trouser, simply we'll be using the center of this thigh line. Okay, so if you come here, you measure by 2, you have the center of this thigh line, bend your tape into 2, you have what? This is the center here, you have the center here. All right, but guys, from my experience with cutting trouser, I'm not going to use this as my center line. I will come this way by 1 inch, by 1 inch, by 1 inch here. So I'm using here as my center, not here. You can go ahead and use here, but I'll use this place. So if you measure from here to this side, you're having 5 3/4. So bring up 5 3/4 down here. Also bring up 5 3/4 down here. All right. The next thing, we join these points together. Join these points together. All right. Lastly, what we're going to do is to come down here. We said our ankle measurement is 15. Divide 15 by 2, you will have 7.5. All right. So divide 15 by 2, you have 7.5. So you will divide 7.5 again by 2. All right. You'll be having what? 6. We're having 3 3/4. So from here to here, we'll measure 3 3/4. From here to here, 3 3/4. We'll come this one, still measure what? 3 3/4. This should give us 7.5. Let's confirm. You see, this is 7.5. All right. So here we say we have 18 for our knee measurement, and 18 by 2, 18 divided by 2 will give you 9. All right. So since it's 9, we'll measure 4.5 this side, okay, and 4.5 this side, okay, to get our 9. So let's confirm. So this is what? This is 9. All right. The next thing, we first of all use our straight ruler to join this point to this point. The straight ruler, and also this point to this point with a straight ruler. All right, then we'll come to our French curve here. We'll use our French curve to join this point to this thigh line, not the crotch line, this thigh line here. See this? So also join this point here to this point here. Keep your French curve this way. Make sure these points are not sharp. Where the line is joining this one is not sharp, it's blended. Okay. The next thing for us to do is to join this pocket, this line here, to this pocket opening here, pocket mark here. Join it this way. As you can see, our trouser is almost set, but this is the front piece, so I'm going to use this front piece to get our back piece. All right, so this is the waistline, this is the hip line, this is the thigh line, this is the crotch line, okay, this is the knee, this is the ankle. All right, so let's cut it out quickly and then go back to the back piece. Alright guys, so I forgot to mention, when you are drafting your trouser, you fold your fabric by 2, alright? And at this point, if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please guys subscribe, like and share the video, right? Thank you. So let's go. So this is how we are going to keep the front piece on the piece to cut the back piece. Mind you, I'm keeping it, leaving an allowance of up to 3 inches here. Let's confirm that. Up to 3 inches here. Very important. The same thing here. So now the major difference between the back and the front piece of the trouser, these are the differences now. When you come to the back line here, alright, you will come up here by 2 inches. And you see, by 2 inches, alright, and you come out here by 2.5 inches. Can you see this, guys? Very important. So now where these two lines meet, you draw a line here to join to this here. Alright, so the next thing for us to do is now to shift one piece of the front piece outward. It's a very simple pattern. We shift one piece outward like this. So this is how the difference should be between the back piece and the front piece. Now whatever I have here, it will be, here will dig about 1/2 inch. Right, so I will use 2.25 inches here. I'm adding that quarter because of weaving, okay? When you're weaving, at times you chop off some part of the fabric. So I'm using 2.25 here, while here I will use 2 3/4. Difference of 1/2 inch. 2 3/4. I do it like this because trouser has more allowance at the hip and at the waist area, okay? At the hip area, trouser has more allowance. That's why I give that excess of 1/2 inch. Alright, if you are lost, if you are confused, drop your questions and answer them. Now look at this place. When I come to curving the back piece here, the curve for the back piece will not be as deep as the front piece. I'll come out here by 1/2 inch when I'm curving, okay, this back. So I'll curve like this. Alright, then from here I'll curve in here to this point. Let's use our French curve to finish it. Can you see this? Hope this is clear. The next thing is to go ahead and cut. Just wait for me, just a minute. Right, so watch how I'm going to cut this place. Just cut it this way. Now guys, this is very important, okay? Let me explain this. Alright. Now you might be wondering, when I was cutting the trouser, I didn't add any seam allowance, okay? The difference in the back and the front piece is also serving as your seam allowance. That's why you don't add seam allowance when you are drafting, okay? The knee I use exactly, the ankle is exactly, alright? So the difference in the back and the front piece will serve as what? Your seam allowance, alright? So thanks for watching. Welcome to Knot Patterns. Subscribe, like, share the video, alright? Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Welcome. See you in our next video. Here's the front, here's the back. Thank you.